Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. Woohoo! Which can lead to involuntary deal squeals, like the infamous deal on a new massager squeal. Yeah! Save big on Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
Elevate your game in the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe, the capable SUV that features premium interiors with available captain's chairs, available dual wireless device charging, and bold new technology, all with plenty of room for your cargo and crew. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more about the all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. You're listening to 80/20. It's 25 days of podcasts. I would definitely have to say that I spend about 80% of my time in the 20s.
Okay, but like, what does that even mean?
I absolutely love Christmas.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Back to the Show. Thank you so much for clicking on today's episode. This is episode 8 out of 25 for Podmas, and I am currently recording the day before I'm posting, which I've tried not to do throughout this entire series, but the past 2 days I have had to pre-record because I had like some gaps in my scheduling. So this one is pretty up to date. It's pretty current. I am recording this like first thing in the morning, but I rolled out of bed, did my morning meditation and my journal. I made myself a cup of coffee. Now I'm just sitting on the floor. I'm looking out my window and I pressed record and here we are. So thanks so much for joining me today. This episode is kind of a unique one in the sense that this past weekend I went home and I found some artifacts. And if you listened to Saturday's episode, you probably heard me talk about a list. And I went home and I looked for the list. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you definitely should go back and listen to the episode called Dating in Your 20s. I think it's like setting boundaries and raising your standards or something. I recorded it with my sister. That's probably one of my favorite episodes to date, so you guys should definitely go listen. But in that episode, I talk about a list. And I went home, I tried to find the list. I could not find the list. So I don't know if it's still around or if it made its way into the trash can. So unfortunately, I cannot compare my lists. But I did find 2 really interesting pieces from my childhood and then my high school years that I think are pretty relevant today. So I'm going to share those things with you guys. This is lessons from my younger self. But before we get into that, I did want to just give you guys some life updates, some kind of what's new, what's good, all that fun stuff. First and foremost, I wanted to give our group chat a quick shout out. If you are in the 80/20 group chat, it's on the Geneva app. You guys rock. I love interacting with you all on there. I love seeing your names pop up, your faces. Everyone in that group chat's just super encouraging. You guys pop in there and ask each other for advice. So I wanted to put the word out there that we do have an 80/20 group. People used to make like Facebook pages for their podcasts, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, but now the thing is to make a Geneva group. So we do have one of those. There is a place for you guys to kind of congregate and learn about one another and enjoy each other's company. So I will leave that linked in the show notes. It's under the hyperlink of connect with other 80/20 listeners. I'm kind of learning that people don't know to click that. Like, I feel like that just makes so much sense to me, connect with other 80/20 listeners. But I'll get DMs that are like, I can't find the link to the group chat. I'm like, it's in the show notes, silly. So maybe I'll just change it to join the group chat, but it's there and you guys can join. It's on the app called Geneva. And there are a couple questions that you have to answer before you can get pre-approved. But I go in pretty much every day or every other day and approve everybody. So go check it out if you want to join. So last week a new gym opened in Annapolis, and I belong to a gym here, but it's just like super small. I don't really love it. I don't really like all the equipment options, and I definitely was looking for something similar to what this new gym is. And so Monday of last week, the new gym opened. It's definitely like more like luxury upscale. I don't know, I hate to like say that it's like a luxury gym, but I guess it is. For me, I really value things like that, and I definitely like weighed all my options and decided that like all the amenities here, all the classes, everything was like everything that I needed wrapped into one. So the price just seemed right to me. So I decided to join this gym. And you guys, I am so happy. I think I also mentioned this probably like a month and a half ago, but I'm currently working with a personal trainer, and it's all virtual. So I get my workouts sent to me, and we do like virtual check-ins and all that kind of stuff. And it's working really, really well. So I've been doing my workouts with my trainer, and then I've also been just kind of like playing around in the gym. So last night, for example, I was standing in the kitchen with Lexi, and I was just mad. I was stressed. I was super overwhelmed, and I knew that this gym had a pool. It's just a lap pool. It's 2 lanes. And I looked at Lexi and I said, "Do you by chance have your cap and goggles here?" And her face lit up and she was like, "Actually, Lily, I do." If you didn't know this about me, I was a swimmer in high school. Movement has always been super therapeutic for me, but something about being in the water, you don't have access to your phone. It's complete silence besides your own breath, and it's just truly peaceful. So Lexi tossed me her cap and goggles. She wrote me a little practice, and I threw on like a TYR training suit, and I took myself to swim practice, and it was so fun. The whole time I was just thinking how much I miss swimming, and I started kicking myself because I was like, why haven't I done this? Like, why haven't I actively sought out going to a pool more, swimming laps more? It's so good for me. It's therapeutic. It's 45 minutes to an hour dedicated away from my phone, and it's just silence. And in this world where there's so much outside chatter, we're always listening to music, we're always listening to podcasts, we're always listening to other people and their opinions and just voices. And when you're underwater, silence. I would definitely say that being by the water or being in the water is where I thrive. So I'm just feeling super energized, super enthusiastic after my little swim practice last night. So that's something that I will definitely start integrating into my routine. And I guess the message here for you guys is if there's something that you love to do, but you stopped doing it, find a way to start doing that thing again. Because as soon as you start doing that thing that you love, you'll be like, why didn't I do this sooner? So the reason I even jumped in the pool last night was because I was feeling super overwhelmed. And Podmas is definitely a big undertaking. There's different things going on with work right now. Obviously, there's like personal things. It's the holiday season. Life is just kind of crazy, but I'm not complaining because I think that being overwhelmed is definitely a mindset. And we talked about this, I think like last week or 2 weeks ago, but I had a whole episode about a couple steps that you can take when you're feeling overwhelmed. And I wanted to just kind of elaborate more on being overwhelmed because my entry today in my Journey to the Heart meditation book was literally about overwhelm. So how perfect, right? And I had a bullet point written in my intro to talk about feeling overwhelmed because I'm sure most people are feeling some sort of overwhelm. So when I opened my Journey to the Heart book and I saw that today's passage was called Let Go of Feeling Overwhelmed, I figured that I should mention it. So first and foremost, I wanted to remind you guys that feeling overwhelmed is simply an abundance of what you once prayed for. So the fact that I get to post a podcast episode every single day for 25 days is something that a year ago I never would have thought possible. But I'm trying to challenge myself. I want to get better at recording. I want to get more efficient at editing. And obviously I want more people to find 80/20. And for some reason, something in me tells me that if I go above and beyond and post 25 pieces of content, more people will find the show. If that's true, awesome. If it's not true, then I just get to keep creating content for my current listener base, which is you, which is incredible. I won't read the whole passage, but I did want to pull out a little excerpt for you guys. She says, magic and power don't come from contemplating all that lies ahead, how much needs to be done, and what might go wrong. That's fear. We don't find the magic and power by denying, escaping, or ignoring these feelings, even feelings of being overwhelmed. Feel what you need to feel, then release it. Go forward in love, one moment at a time. So if you feel like your to-do list is like 10 miles long, if you're feeling like life is just a little much right now, that's okay. Feel that feeling and then know that you will get it all done. You can get it all done. Something that I find super helpful when I feel like I've got too much going on is writing down all my to-dos, and then you can physically see like, okay, there's actually not that much that I need to do. And then even like take it one step further, write down the little tasks that you need to do to get the big task done. So for me, uploading a podcast episode, plan the episode, record the advertisements, edit the podcast episode, upload, title, description, all that kind of stuff. So break it down, time block it out. If you know that you have stuff going on in the evening, maybe you can find time in the morning and vice versa. Find little pockets of your day that you can get this stuff done. You don't have to do it all right now. It will get done. On 80/20, we often talk about healthy habits and how to streamline those healthy habits to maximize your time, energy, efficiency. And if there's one product that has done that for me, it's Athletic Greens AG1. I gave AG1 a try because I know how important it is to take a multivitamin, but I also know how equally important it is to choose one with high quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb. So in just one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. So I like to just put one scoop of AG1 in about 8 to 12 ounces of water, stir it up, shake it up, and then I just drink it. It's got this really yummy, mild, tropical taste. It's the perfect way to start my day. I like to take it on an empty stomach. I've personally felt like my sleep and recovery is so much better when I take my AG1. I don't hit the afternoon slump as hard. I'm such an AG1 fan, and I'm super pumped to share it with you guys. So right now it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop into a cup of water every day. That's it. There's no need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/8020. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/8020 to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So like I kind of mentioned in the intro, on Saturday an episode went up that was all about dating in your 20s. And if you haven't listened to that episode, you definitely should go check it out. In that episode, Lexi and I talked about how when I was in 8th grade, I made a list of criteria that I wanted in a boyfriend. And it's kind of funny because you think of your younger self as like this, cute little naive person. But in reality, this cute little girl actually had some good insight. So although I don't know what the list says, I trust that her boy criteria list was pretty good, and hopefully she had pretty high standards. I really just wanted to see if she had higher standards than what I do now, and if I need to raise the bar. That's really what I wanted to check out. So if I ever find that list, I will definitely give you guys an update. Hopefully one day we'll find it. That would be pretty cool. So I went home last weekend, and my mom and I spent like 20-30 minutes in the attic just laughing at all this old stuff from middle school, high school. It was just fun to kind of go through these old like artifacts, we'll call them, and just laugh and reminisce. And memory lane was a very fun place to be on Saturday night at the Reiko house in the attic. There were 2 things that really stuck out to me that young Lily wants to share with you. And she didn't know it at the time, but eventually she would have an audience of like thousands of people that would come and listen to her, and she would probably want me to share these things. The first thing that really stuck out to me is a piece of artwork. and I will describe it to you guys, but I'll also post it on my Instagram story. I already did, but for people who maybe missed it, you definitely want to see this. So go follow me on Instagram at Lily Rakow, LILYRAKOW, and then you can see this piece of artwork. So imagine a white piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. It's got a glitter border, and the glitter is like pink purple. And I think I had just gotten like a bunch of multicolored Sharpies, because written in pencil is like the first layering, and then I traced over it in multicolored Sharpie. So I really wanted to make sure that my work was perfect before I went in with a permanent marker. It's a list, okay? And it's advice. And it says, got a problem? Solve it. Lost? Get found. Think I'm tripping? Tie my shoe. Can't stand me? Sit down. Can't face me? Turn around. Love me? Great. Hate me? Even better. Think I'm ugly? Don't look. Don't like my style? I don't like yours. Don't know me? Don't judge me. I don't know what phase I was in. I don't know. I can't really pin an age to that. Maybe middle school, maybe like 6th grade, 7th grade. My handwriting wasn't bad. Spelling was all there. It was all good. But it's the glitter that gets me. I don't know. So I don't know how old I was when I wrote that. My mom and I were howling when we found that in the attic, and we showed it to my dad, and he like spit his coffee out in the morning. Like, that's how funny it was. So I hope that you got a good chuckle out of that. It's very like snarky and sarcastic, but to some degree that's how you have to walk around, right? Think I'm ugly? Don't look. Like, you know, it doesn't get much better than that. So think I'm tripping? Tie my shoe. That's the best one. Like, it's just, I think if you walk around with a perspective of like, who cares? Literally, who cares if people don't like you? If they've got an opinion of you that's not too good, who cares? Be yourself, be you. As long as you're a good person and you're learning how to be an even better person every single day, who frickin' cares? The second artifact is a journal. And I didn't have the best high school experience, especially freshman year and sophomore year. Freshman year, I was really, really depressed. And like, I don't say that lightly. Like, reading this journal, it's heartbreaking how sad I was. And I know that this was light because I didn't write everything that I was feeling because I was scared that people would find it and read it. And then in February or March of my freshman year, I had a small accident and I broke a bone in my neck. And I was in a neck brace for about 12 to 16 or 18 weeks. I spent the second half of my freshman year depressed and in a neck brace. And as a 14-year-old in high school with really mean girls, that was really, really, really hard for me. So this journal is filled with friend problems and boy problems and song lyrics. I was really like in my red era. What's really crazy is that I would write songs, right? I used to play guitar. I really wanted to be Taylor Swift when I grew up. And there are song lyrics in here that I would write. And there's like a really specific lyric that I wrote that actually happened to me recently. Like recently in the grand scheme of things, like within the past year. And I was when I read that, I was like, what? Like, it was incredibly specific and a made up situation that I had, created in my head when I was 14, and it happened. Super bizarre, super weird. So anyway, if you don't document your life, you totally should, because whether it's a journal, whether it's a podcast, whether it's videos, maybe one day I'll read that lyric to you guys and explain a little bit more. But anyway, the page that I want to share with you guys is called Lily's Life Lessons, Things I Learned My Freshman Year. So there are like 20 something points. I don't think that I'm going to read them all, but I'll read the best ones. So take notes. She had some good things to say. She also had some really, comical things to say. I was 14 when I wrote this. If you don't like who I am, watch me be who I am even more. Number 2, enjoy a cup of coffee and a deep conversation with a cool person. Do something for yourself for once. Wear an outfit only you like. Don't be afraid to walk by yourself. Number 4, don't wait for someone's approval before you do something. Just go for it. Number 5, never go to sleep mad at someone. Number 6, this is a good one. Still applies today. I mean, all of these still apply today. No doubt about it. Don't wait for him to text you back. Choose sleep over a stupid boy. But what's the best is I scratched out the word stupid, so it just says boy. I don't know if my opinion changed or what, but apparently he wasn't stupid anymore. It says he'll be there in the morning, girl. Wear red lipstick and heels. It'll make you feel like a boss. Don't worry about what people will say. Just go for it. Maybe I was having like outfit drama. I don't know. Do you guys remember in middle school, this is kind of tangent, when girls would be like, oh, like I'll wear a dress today if you wear a dress today. Like it had to be like a group think mentality over what the outfit was going to be. I think that's funny. All right, number 9, it's okay to be quiet. It's okay to speak up. But if you have nothing good to say, just keep your mouth shut. Number 10, be kind to people. Trust me, they will notice and remember. Number 11, be aware of how people look at you when you walk by them on the street. It's interesting to see how people react to you being you. Number 12, this is a good one. You will be lonely at some point in your life, and there's nothing you can do about it. True. This is very true, Lil. Good advice. Number 13, if you stop... Wait, I talked about this today. How crazy. Number 13, if you stopped doing something that you love, it will change you forever. With swim, I literally stopped swimming. I don't think I swam in probably like 5 years. Probably my senior year of high school, like when swim season was over, I was done. And I was so burnt out from it. It was like, I hate this. Mom, I'm never doing this again. But getting back in the pool reminded me how much I love it, how therapeutic it is. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I want to join a swim team again. It was so fun. Number 14, listen to some quality music with meaningful lyrics. Okay, I guess I scratched out some stuff. Like 15 is scratched out. 16 is kind of cute. There's always somebody who cares. Number 18, this is funny. And still good advice. This kind of might go back to the criteria list. Don't walk hand in hand with someone unless they're really special. Oh, this is interesting. 22. You'll meet new people where it's easy to get attached, even if you try hard not to. They're in your life for a reason. 23. Try not to disconnect yourself from the rest of the world, even if you're sad. 24 says sometimes losing friends is a good thing. And then 25 is kind of funny. I don't know where I got this from. It's probably like a Tumblr quote or something, but it says, bad boys are just drama queens. Super funny. So I read this to Lexi when I got home on Sunday afternoon, and the two of us were like laughing, we were crying, and she was like, Lily, it's crazy that you 8 years ago wrote that, because those are things that you would say on the podcast now. Like there are a couple points that are a little like, oh, that's a little like funny because that's, you know, that would only matter to a 14-year-old. But for the most part, we're a lot smarter than we give ourselves credit for. So I think one takeaway that I have from reading these old journals is that I haven't fully articulated this thought in my head, so it might come out kind of funny. It might take a couple tries, so just kind of bear with me, but don't discount yourself because of your age. If I could go back and tell 14-year-old Lily that she's on the right track, she's got this, she knows more than she thinks she does, and really just give her a hug, like that would be pretty cool. So let this serve as a reminder that you're probably a lot smarter than you give yourself credit for. You know you best. Trust your gut, trust yourself. I think that the young version of me would be really, really proud. And I think the young version of you would be really, really proud too. So before I shed a tear, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. Love you guys lots. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for learning with me, growing with me, being a part of this journey. I cannot wait to see where the rest of Podmas and then 2023 takes us. You guys are absolutely incredible people, and I cannot thank you enough for being a part of this wild ride with me. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow I have a really cool episode coming. It's 5 habits that you need to create the perfect morning routine. These are my morning routine non-negotiables, and I know that you guys are going to love that episode too. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to share it with a friend, drop a rate, drop a review, and that just helps our 80/20 family grow. So thank you for that. Have a great, amazing, incredible rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon.